Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be going over the HEX Bitcoin valuation, historical accumulation regions we've seen, bubble regions where HEX bubbles up against Bitcoin, as well as where we are now and where we could potentially be going in the near future. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's dive into this analysis. So you've seen that in the past year or so, we had this clearly defined, I'm tempted to say that, accumulation region, just because it's been pretty much distinguished by, for example, here, this triple bottom on the HEX Bitcoin pair. Here, another triple bottom if you count this wick, and then here about a double bottom, right? So I mean, you could call this a double bottom if you don't count this wick. So anywhere from a double to a triple bottom seems to be this characteristic bottoming formation for the HEX Bitcoin, HEX Ethereum pairs. They look pretty similar, but this provides sort of a slightly different angle. Okay, so with that said, let's put this back on here, these boxes I've drawn, just because you can see that there were pretty well-defined support zones here, as well as slight resistance right here. For example, this region here, we dipped into it. So this was pretty much some of the best times in the past year to get your HEX if you're trading from Bitcoin to HEX, or you're denominating your value in Bitcoin, which was the 15 to 20 Satoshi region. And then slightly more overvalued, but still a decent accumulation zone, is this 20 to 30 Satoshi region. And how far have we gone up in the past? Well, we've seen these sort of mini bubbles go as high as 60 Satoshis, which would be about almost a 2x away from where we are now. We've seen this bubble, for example, the May 2020 bubble, we saw at 70 Satoshis. And then here, the pre-big payday pump, where we rallied into the news, the hype of the big payday in November of last year. We saw the HEX Bitcoin valuation go as high as 111 Satoshis. So let's say, theoretically speaking, we were to be able to reach similar levels of overvaluation on the HEX Bitcoin pair, because we've seen it in the past. So let's go ahead and grab our handy date and price range tool, move this, and from where we are now, which is about 36 Satoshis, if we were to go to this modest bubble zone, that'd be another 66% move up on the HEX Bitcoin pair. If we were to go up slightly a bullish target, it would be about a 94% pump. If we were to even get hyper bullish and say, well, we're revisiting this 111 Satoshi region, then we could be looking at a 200% move. So anywhere from a 1.6x, so 1.67x, all the way to potentially a 3x. So given current valuations of HEX, these are targets that would put us anywhere from 3 pennies to like 6 pennies. So 3 to 6 penny HEX. And remember that these targets are assuming the Bitcoin price stays constant, which I can almost guarantee you it won't. And let's go ahead and take a look at the at the Bitcoin price if you'd like. So this is taking a while, so let's go back here. But again, the Bitcoin price could move, and let's say we were to have a bubble of Bitcoin price moving up as well as the HEX Bitcoin pair moving up. So let's say, this is pure speculation here, if Bitcoin were to be at $100,000 by the time we reach 111 Satoshis, that would be an 11-cent HEX, right? So these targets I have of 3 to 6 pennies are assuming Bitcoin's price stays constant. And given the fact that it's been forming this sort of ascending triangle, and I'm talking about Bitcoin, it's likely we can keep moving up, because I don't think we've ever seen a parabola in Bitcoin into a sort of flat top and then dump. So this doesn't look like your typical Bitcoin blow off top. Usually you see some really insane kind of vertical move up, some massive wicks, usually a bull trap forming like a higher high. If you've seen the classic a textbook bubble chart, you know what I'm talking about, but this doesn't look like a top formation for Bitcoin. I guess you could argue we have some divergence here on the RSI, but I digress. I don't want to get too off track here analyzing Bitcoin. But again, this HEX Bitcoin chart, pretty much these projections assume a constant priced Bitcoin, which again, if it stays at $50,000-$60,000, then these targets are anywhere from 3 to 6 pennies if we were to bubble up and overvalue like we have in the past. Again, if Bitcoin crashes or moves up, that'll change things. But for the most part, this projection of 3 to 6 pennies seems to line up with the rest of the projections we've seen with other models, other videos. You can look at the models that we've been looking at. So make sure to like the video if you do enjoy this kind of content. It helps the channel grow, be seen by more people, and let's help people, man. So I do want to say that none of this information presented in the video is financial, and none of it is financial advice, right? It's not financial advice. Do your own research. Only invest what you're willing and can afford to lose, okay? Because crypto is a very volatile market, one of the most volatile we've ever seen. It can go up a lot, it can go down a lot. But yeah, with that said, I do appreciate you watching. Let's get to 1,100 subscribers, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.